Homelander will always be a character to nail down, and sometimes I do wonder, apart from his Supe powers, what other strengths he has apart from scaring those around him. At the start of episode 3, we'll keep the red flag flying here. Homelander delivers a speech at a Vought event condemning Starlighters for their progressive policies. He also officially introduces Sister Sage and Firecracker as the new members of Seven, but he never seems happy with anything. Hughie reconciles with his mother. The first 3 episodes have focused on Hughie and his mother, and I'd argue that it hasn't been that emotionally impactful because there have been too many more important matters. After Hughie realizes he would have a legal battle if he wanted power of attorney over his father's health, he takes a different outlook after a troubling day in the world of Supes. By the end of the 3rd episode, Hughie sees his mother exhausted at the hospital and decides to give her a chance to explain herself. She apologizes about his childhood and describes how she was depressed, which is why she left. This is a good turning point for their relationship, as at least they can focus on the father, who is struggling with his health. Kimiko's revenge spree at Shining Light. One of the main themes of The Boys is using revenge to overcome trauma, and I'm surprised the characters have not figured out that it does not work. Kimiko tells Frenchie that there is a Shining Light cell nearby, so she wants to confront her past and kill whoever is inside it. The mission does not go so well, mainly because Frenchie is high as he's struggling to overcome his guilt of killing Colin's family. However, perhaps the most compelling moment of this mission is when Kimiko bumps into an acquaintance in the past that she does not want to kill, raising questions as to who this person is. A-Train alliance with the boys. It feels predictable that eventually, A-Train would ally with the boys. He has too much guilt and a need for purpose within him. He needs an exit. Mother's Milk was the final meeting he needed to switch sides and become an informant. A-Train fears Sister Sage the most, but the biggest question coming from this episode is, will A-Train buckle under pressure if Homelander sniffs him out? That's always a fear. The real reason Firecracker hates Starlight. Starlight has been confused by Firecracker's attitude towards her since the beginning. Why is the Supe YouTuber so enraged by the idea of her? Well, Starlight finally gets her answer. Firecracker explains that they were once in a beauty pageant together when they were 13, and she was called Sparkle. Starlight spread a rumor that she had a gangbang with the judges and shamed her. This was, of course, not true, but it left a mark on Firecracker, and she was deeply hurt. Starlight apologizes, but it's strange to hold a grudge over someone years later, especially when it comes to the fate of the world and politics. Vought on Ice. There are always strange concepts, and this is the strangest one. You may have seen Dancing on Ice, and this series brings Vought on Ice. Of course, the boys have infiltrated the arena in the form of Hughie and Mother's Milk, and they are trying to plant a bomb. Victoria Newman, Homelander, and Sister Sage show up. Sister Sage tells Starlight that they can sort out her US presidency by removing Singer. In return, they would want the Supes to have free reign without government regulations. They'd also want her to reveal that she's a Supe herself. Homelander gives Victoria an emotional angle, telling her not to be ashamed of being a Supe because her daughter is one too. Hughie spies on this conversation from the vents, but Homelander feels a sweat droplet land on him, and he immediately sniffs out Hughie, trying to kill him. Luckily, A-Train saves Hughie and puts him in a safe place, unbeknown to Homelander. Butcher finally gets quality time with Ryan. Butcher has always been about revenge, but now he's dying. He's softened, and he wants to leave the world in a better place. After enticing Ryan via an online video game, he finally gets quality time with the boy. Ryan can sense Butcher is scared of dying, and he's not wrong. Butcher confesses that he's leaving the world behind with nothing from it, even letting down his wife. He has a sense of zero legacy. Butcher treats Ryan like a young boy who is navigating the world, something that is missing from Homelander's parentage. However, it turns out that Butcher was planning to kidnap Ryan by drugging him with cookies, but he changed his mind at the last minute. CIA agent Robert Kessler is furious that he did not proceed with the plan, reminding him that it will be bad if Ryan becomes another Homelander. Seeing a more human side to Butcher with each passing episode makes his character development worthwhile. Homelander needs to go home. At the end of episode 3, Ryan returns to Vought, and Homelander knows he has been with Butcher and shows his anger. He doesn't understand how he feels he's given Ryan everything, but it's not good enough for him. As the viewer, it's obvious that Homelander has zero idea how to show genuine affection and care for a child. After this encounter, Homelander hallucinates and sees his other personalities talking to him in the mirror. They tell him to be stronger and give Ryan the love he needs so he does not become weak. They tell Homelander to go home so he can get the answers he needs. That concludes episode 3. You could easily do a character study on Homelander. He's absolutely fascinating.